trends just explode so quickly on TikTok. Like they snowball and accelerate more than I think other social media platforms. Part of me thinks younger people are faster to pick up on trends.
Why should you call your dermatologist, wait 3 months, wait, an hour to get in to see them, have 5 minutes with them when you could just like quickly go online and see it in like a catchy little format?
That people purposely will do crazy things that, they might not even do in real life, but just do it to make viral videos. But then for the average viewer who doesn't know better, that may not actually be. Well, guys, tell me, why has TikTok become the new skincare authority?
That's a great question, Jenny. I don't know if we have the answer to that other than, everyone's on social media, right? It's just so easy to get that information so quickly, right? And so why should you call your dermatologist, wait 3 months, wait, an hour to get in to see them, have 5 minutes with them when you could just like quickly go online and see it in like a catchy little format? So I get it. Although that's not the way you should do it, but can't blame you.
It's literally become the new search engine, essentially, for everything. Yeah. I think I read somewhere, like, people will now TikTok or Instagram skincare product reviews, instead of going on, like, a Google or something like that. But I think it's also just...
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Trends just explode so quickly on TikTok. Like, they snowball and accelerate more than I think other social media platforms. And part of me thinks younger people are faster to pick up on trends, and it just snowballs. And TikTok, I think it's just known for trends. So anything that's kind of funny or popular just explodes.
Right. And the more crazy it is, the more likely it will go viral. So it kind of feeds off on itself, for better or worse.
And everyone wants to be on top of it. Everyone wants to be a trendsetter, right? So it makes sense that you see something on TikTok, it's really catchy, it's really interesting, and you think you're ahead of the game. So it makes it something you want to do and try.
Yeah,
Totally.
I feel like with that, people purposely will do crazy things that, they might not even do in real life, but just do it to make viral videos. But then for the average viewer who doesn't know better, that may not actually be, like you said, Lindsay, it's not I think the most reliable. You have to be careful who, where you're getting the information from, what video, who's the source.
Part of me actually feels kind of bad because I think, okay, there's so many people who talk about like the banana peel on your face, and I had never seen it before, but I saw my mom doing it in 2020. She was rubbing a banana peel on her face. We went to a beach, stayed at a resort, and she had a banana for breakfast, and then she started to rub it on her face. She proceeded to rub it on her arms, and I was like, this is hilarious. Let me film this.
Was it from TikTok that she's did?
And that was my first viral video on TikTok. I put it on TikTok, but what I did it from an angle where I thought this was hilarious, but I came in from like a scientific POV and stated like, what is the evidence behind bananas? And it's just so funny because I've never seen it as a trend, but it circulates. I see it still coming in waves. Like somebody talked about on the Drew Barrymore show a couple years ago and saying that it's like the new Botox. And then like it's been in the New York Post in April, like articles about it. And I'm just like, was that my fault? I feel so bad. Like, is that my fault?
Spoiler alert, Dr. Mamina started the banana peel trend.
And I'm like, oh shit. But anyways, so yeah, things just take off, and they could have no scientific basis to them either.
Well, and that's the tough part about, short form videos is things and topics can be so nuanced that even what you say as a dermatologist can be taken out of context. So it is a tough platform, and it's a tough world we live in where, everything is such bite-sized information. We have such a short attention span that you have to get across what you want to say very quickly, which may be misconstrued.
Oh, totally. And it's really hard to talk medicine, dermatology in a 15, 20-second video. You can't possibly fit all that information in. So not only like you're not able to talk about the condition in greater depth, but for better education. But that misconstrued information too. One thing I really like, though, is people are kind of almost normalizing skin conditions where I think, just people sharing their own experience. I think I really do like that aspect of it. Like being able to share, and with that kind of normalizing, talking about things that
So true.
I think we're just, right, weren't able to
Especially
talk
like
about and
acne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think even in the past, I would have a lot of patients being afraid of isotretinoin or Accutane, but now TikTok has normalized this medication that can be life-changing and, dare I say, life-saving.
Yeah.
Can really
definitely.
impact someone's mental health when they're
Oh, yeah.
struggling and dealing with cystic scarring acne.
Definitely.
100%.
I know.
So they're
It's
goods
still
and
a
bads.
crazy world. Yes.
Yeah, But yeah, why don't we talk about some of the craziest shit that we're seeing on TikTok? Because it is the wild, wild west out there. And I think everyone wants to know what's legit and what is shit.
Okay, what I thought was so crazy that was floating around this year was the caveman skincare.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh my God. So essentially with this trend, it's like basically using no products on your face like a caveman and just letting your skin do its thing. And the idea is it's sort of like analogous to maybe like an elimination diet or something where you're just giving your skin the chance to, you know, regenerate, heal itself. But Derms was just like, what the hell? We definitely see a lot of issues. Our skin can naturally retain buildup of dead skin cells. It's called like retention hyperkeratosis. So you could see this accentuated more when you're doing nothing to your skin. And I also feel like I see like more sebderm, which is seborrheic dermatitis, which is a condition that we see often. It's like when people get oil. We all have oil on our skin, but there are higher concentrated areas of oil, like between our brows, around our nose.
Yeah.
I see those areas flare.
Yeah. Because like you have dead skin oil buildup, just like if you don't wash your hair, you're more prone to getting dandruff. Totally.
Yeah.
And also if you're acne prone, that's just not a good
Yeah.
way to.
I think people always say like, well, you know, our ancestors didn't have skincare and they did just fine. But did they? How do you know that our
Yes, did they?
ancestors
Yeah.
weren't walking around with like parasites on their skin? Like and most of them died by the age of like 15 or 20, and acne was the least of their worries. They were just trying to live another day.
Survive, right.
So why do we want to be cavemen? Like, what is your goal with that?
Hallelujah. Yes.
Well, also, society wasn't the same. I don't think we had this much pollution and things in our air way back then. So all that will build up on your skin and cause inflammation, aging, skin barrier breakdown. So, like, the environment wasn't the same. So you can't kind of compare that. Yeah.
We kind of have to evolve with, our environment.
Right.
So such good
So
point.
would you guys say this trend, if you had to say, helpful, harmless, or harmful?
Harmful.
I would say harmful.
Yeah.
The concept of taking a break from skincare products, though, is something that I can stand behind. I wouldn't eliminate skincare products altogether, but obviously, if your skin barrier is compromised, if you're dealing with irritation, skin peeling, tightness, or anything like that, definitely step back and reevaluate your regimen and just stick with gentle products at a minimum. At a minimum. If you want to eliminate products, we still say to continue a gentle cleanser, continue like a hydrating moisturizer, and then wear SPF. But I wouldn't eliminate those.
I know I've said this before, but I really feel like when society goes one way, the pendulum tends to swing the other in response to that. So I think people were over the 15-step skincare regimen, the over exfoliation, the burning the hell out of your skin. So they're like, well, let's go the complete opposite way and let's not wash our face. Let's not put any skincare products on. Let's not wash our hair. Let's not wash our bodies. And that, you know, everything has to be in moderation. Like, I don't agree with a 15-step regimen, but I don't agree with not washing your face or using anything at all either.
Definitely.
Well said. Well said. What about SPF contouring? I think this is one of the scariest ones that that is just, I don't know. Yeah, not.
And there's no reason for it either. Like, there's so many. I mean, literally, makeup exists for a reason, right? Like, why do you have to go and hack makeup? You can get something at the drugstore, like concealer and contour stick for like $5. Why would you put your skin at risk for to look better? That doesn't make sense to me.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with this trend,
okay, good. I was going to say,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's actually talk about that. Yeah,
SPF contouring is purposely tanning in areas where you would put contour, but purposely tanning those areas so that potentially you could walk around without makeup and have a natural contoured look. So when you're putting on sunscreen, you're avoiding like the areas under the cheekbones or probably like the sides of the forehead. And purposely getting those areas tan.
Yeah. So not only are you not applying sunscreen everywhere, you're laying out the sun to tan your skin. Yeah. It's just like a double badness all around. So
I don't think people realize, most people don't, because every time I post about this on social media, it goes viral, that when you have a tan, it essentially means you already have DNA damage. So it's your body's response to that DNA damage to desperately produce more melanin or pigment in your skin to fight further damage, to act as like your body's own SPF of like an SPF 3 or 4. So if you are doing this because you want to look better, you want to like look more youthful and have a more like modeled, chic cut appearance, then you are doing yourself a disservice by not just prematurely aging your skin, but putting yourself at risk for skin cancer, something as dangerous as melanoma, like Khloe Kardashian had on her face, resulting in a scar that's you're not going to be happy with. It ain't going to look cute.
Yeah, what I always tell people, people in their 20s, they're so it's tough because a lot of people don't have the foresight. They're like, I don't care what I'm going to look like when I'm in my 40s or 50s. And I'm like, honey, trust me, you are going to care about being hot in your 40s and 50s. So
yeah, because
got to work on it now.
50 is the new 20. I
50 is the new
look
20.
at Bethany Frankel and like Kris Jenner. She's like almost 70, and she looks better than I do at that age. So yeah, you do care. Just because you get older doesn't mean you stop caring about how you look and feel.
Exactly.
Totally.
And it's just the regrets. We hear so many regrets from our elder patients.
Yep. And with that, there's no safe tanning. Like you can't prep your skin before vacation, like Lindsey said. Like that doesn't exist. So just protect your skin and see.
So is it helpful, harmless, or harmful?
Definitely harmful.
Harmful.
0 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah. I don't know which is worse, SPF contouring, caveman. I think I definitely would put SPF contouring above caveman. Because, like, you're also just tanning and causing, like, like direct skin damage and doing that. Like, it's, I don't know.
0 out of 10 for me for both.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do some other fun ones. What about the trendy glass skin hacks? This one I can kind of stand behind, depending on the hack. It
depends.
Yeah.
Yes, it depends on the hack. It depends on the route of getting to the glass skin.
Yes.
I think hydration, we like hydration. It's interesting. I feel like some people can unnecessarily overdo the hydration piece, but in general, we like hydration. One aspect of glass skin is also texture and really trying to achieve smoother skin, and part of that entails using exfoliating products, and obviously we're all for exfoliating, but you just have to be cautious about not overdoing it because that will also just cause more issues, more damage. So it's just finding a balance.
So the problem with glass skin, and let's back up and dive into what that is. It's a TikTok trend where you're pretty much achieving like flawless, perfect, hydrated, dewy, glowy skin. Now, if you can use a filter on TikTok to get that, and that's what a lot of people are doing. So that's what I don't like about this trend. And also a lot of people doing this trend, they're like 19, 20 years old, and they have not yet seen the signs of aging like us, much older millennials and Gen Xers and boomers are seeing, where they haven't stood that test of time. Their collagen is still plump as can be, and they're still tanning and not seeing the effects of it. So it's not fair to compare your skin to somebody with a filter or who's 19 years old with already perfect skin who doesn't deal with things like acne.
Yeah. I love that. I think I do. The trend is fun, and I think there's always like room for improvement if you're looking to improve hydration, things like that. But I don't like the fact that glass skin implies you're trying to strive for perfect skin, and that is just I think unattainable, unachievable, and not realistic. Yeah.
I do like that the trend promotes a healthy skin barrier, and it's all about finding balance. Like Mamina mentioned, it is about exfoliation and it is about hydration, but it's about doing kind of the finding that equilibrium where you're not over exfoliating, you're not under hydrating, you're finding that really nice balance where your skin is at its healthiest. So it's all about progress and not perfection. And I do believe glass skin is something that's Korean based, is where we're seeing a lot of this Korean skincare trying to achieve that, which is what they do, and that's what they strive for in Korea.
Yeah, and I think that's in part why you have like 15 steps, because you're layering on just hydrating products.
Right.
Do you guys have a favorite product that really you swear by that gives you glass skin?
I think it's a combination. Like, really, to achieve glass skin, you have to have the right regimen. And I mean, I swear by milky toners to start it off. I swear by retinols and retinoids in moderation, not overdoing it. I like gentle exfoliating acids like mandelic acid and lactic acid that's not going to burn your skin barrier off, and barrier repair. But what do you got? Is there like a one product you guys swear by?
You know what can immediately give me glass skin? When I just like layer Vaseline on my face. I'm like, oh,
we should
shiny
talk about
and
that, 'cause
smooth.
that's it. Yeah. No, I love all of that. I think you said it really well. I one product that I feel like it just like gives me instant hydration is those like like those peel off like the Biodance, but now like a lot of brands have. I just feel like I can get consistently hydrated skin in the morning. Just like as I peel that off, it's like ooh, it looks dewy and plump, because you just sealed in all
You
that
see that.
hydration.
Yeah.
The hydrating
overnight.
collagen masks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of brands are like coming out with those now. But yes, Biodance is kind of what put it on the map. I do definitely see a difference with those. But I think like for people who feel overwhelmed, I think just a simple hydrating serum, something with hyaluronic acid or polyglutamic acid, hydrating serum, and then topping it off with a moisturizer that just gives you that extra hydrating boost.
Agree.
There's also, things like snail mucin, but other hydrating things.
So then how do you guys read? Yeah, helpful, harmless, or harmful?
So helpful for the most part, unless it convinces you that or if it hurts your mental health to think like, I don't have perfect skin, I'll never get there. I don't like that, but I think in general, the trend is all about healthy skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Yes.
If done correctly and intentionally.
Yeah. The other trend we should talk about is slugging.
Is that even trending anymore? Like, I don't see people talk about it so much.
It was
but
like a few years back. But
it's like it's been around for a while. I mean, it's been around for as long as we've been dermatologists. Essentially, slugging is a trendy name for layering Vaseline on or petroleum jelly or petrolatum-based products on any part of your skin to lock in hydration because it's an occlusive. And so it's really viral because it looks ridiculous when you do it, to just dip your hand in a big tub of good old Vaseline and look like a grease pit before you go to bed. So again, anything that looks crazy is going to go viral, but this is a trend dermatologists have been recommending to our, eczema and sensitive skin and atopic patients for since we've been dermatologists.
Yeah, it's one of those things where people think, oh my God, this is so crazy because this is a greasy, oily substance and it's going to probably break me out or do bad things. And it's possible. So it's not for everyone. We don't recommend it for people who are acne prone. We also don't recommend slugging on top of products that that can be a little bit harsh on the skin. Like we don't recommend slugging on top of a retinol or on top of like an AHA, like glycolic acid, because it can accentuate the effects, the potency, the actives. And so, but done in the right person, it's amazing. I was doing it actually in 2012, 2011, 2010. I was in residency in DC, and it was the weather was dry and cold. I mean, it was just DC, but it was the only thing that I could do for my face. I loved it.
It works well. It's affordable.
And it's not just limited to your face either. Like, I love slugging for, ragged fingernails, cracked heels, hand dermatitis, lip irritation and chafing. I mean, literally the possibilities for slugging are endless. I mean, if there was one product other than sunscreen that I would take with me to like a deserted island to keep with me for the rest of my life, it would have to be something petroleum jelly based like Vaseline or Aquaphor.
Wound healing. Like it's
totally.
It's amazing.
And then
So
for people that
simple.
use like antibiotic ointments, like it's really the petrolatum base that really is antimicrobial. So like this is why we as dermatologists will put petrolatum on after a biopsy, recommended for wounds, but not like triple antibiotic or neosporin, which can cause like allergic contact dermatitis and actually have high rates of being very allergenic. So yeah, petrolatum is such a versatile, very
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
This is off topic a little bit, but I'm just thinking about it because of Rob and Jenny, your husband's an ENT. So I feel like ENT people will have people with like sinus infections do these sinus rinses with mupirocin ointment, like an entire tube of mupirocin ointment in the nasal thing. And so we literally have like 80 tubes of mupirocin ointment in our house that was prescribed to my husband. It's bizarre. And he's like using it to like lavage his sinuses. And I'm like, I don't know that.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
I have to ask Bob. I've never heard of because how do you dissolve the ointment in the
You have to like to shake it up in the bottle, but it just doesn't seem right to me. So,
I mean,
right?
my husband is all about nasal rinses. I mean, like the neti pot, that is
the
one
neti
thing.
pot is
Like if
great.
we're about sunscreen, he's like literally anytime he's congested, whether it's like illness or allergies, like he is rinsing like 50 times a day. And I wasn't a believer until I came down with a sinus infection like last year, and it was like, oh my God,
Game
makes such a
changer.
big difference. But he would put, actually what he does for inflammation, not so much infection, is he will put steroids in it and like prescribe those like packets of like that you dissolve in the saline in your rinse, and that helps a lot. But I'll have to ask him about the mupirocin.
It's the petrolatum that I'm more concerned about being in the nasal cavities. And as derms, we do recommend like sometimes like people on Accutane, they have dry nasal passages sparingly, because I think that it's not great to breathe it in, but just sparingly people do that. And of course, staph infections, you put mupirocin in the nose. But anyway, so I was just curious because I thought that was super extreme use of like a petrolatum based product.
It is.
So I'm curious to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'll get back to you guys next episode.
Okay, a different trend. Have y'all heard of the Sharpie lip liner? To me, it just does not seem like a good idea.
Who's doing that? What is that?
Yeah.
I have not heard of
I
it.
feel like I've heard of it, but
it's just young girls who just want another DIY hack to help with their makeup. And because it's permanent marker, it's like long lasting, it's kind of like one of those lip stain products. I think it's like they're trying to attain to be like one of those lip stain lip liners.
Oh my God. What if you mess up? Like, what if you have a shaky hand or someone hits you in it and now you have a lip liner up your nose? That seems like such a terrible idea.
Yeah, but like the chemicals, they're not like made for your skin either. It's just like
especially around
all
the
around
mouth.
a bad idea.
Yeah, what if you ingest that?
I know.
No one has studied eating Sharpie, so
Hopefully nobody will.
I feel like people sniffed Sharpies and that wasn't a good idea.
know.
So,
but sometimes common sense goes out the window, and you just see something on TikTok, and you're like, oh, that's fine, can't possibly be harmful, but like,
it's so ironic.
crazy.
Like, why aren't people coming like and talking about that, and then on the other hand, you have like, oh, sunscreen, chemical sunscreen. It, like, well,
Right. It's so crazy.
it's like, wait, what? I am so confused.
I mean, it goes back to people who are like, oh, I won't put sunscreen on because it's full of, toxic chemicals or whatever. But then they're getting Botox, which is literally a toxin. And you're like, you just can't pick and choose what you decide to be a toxin based on nothing.
Or you're drinking alcohol, which is a toxin,
Yeah.
like it's just
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
seriously, like alcohol has proven to have way more
more,
more problematic issues.
And vaping and marijuana, like nothing is
So many
without
things.
dangers. So I think it's just, I hate when people like black and white demonize something and they'll just be like, oh, a sunscreen causes cancer, period. Okay, well, so does alcohol and so does vaping. And
I know,
it's
so many.
Yeah, and sunscreen doesn't also like
It doesn't do that.
yeah. So I know we're gonna do another episode where we do a deep dive on
Yeah,
sunscreen, but
for
the
sure.
trends and the misconceptions around that, so frustrating.
Okay, what do you guys
sure.
think about? I've seen a ton of videos on this that has went viral where people are taking their tretinoin and they are mixing it in like a moisturizer, or and we'll kind of cover both. We'll just talk about all like the tretinoin viral videos. We're seeing people will take their tretinoin and overload it all over their neck. They'll put it right above in their eye to prevent eye wrinkles. Like we'll first start with the mixing the tretinoin. What do you guys think about that viral trend?
I mean, we don't recommend because tretinoin is very unstable, and also you're not getting a perfect mixture. So when you are, and I get why people are doing that, because certainly like it may be hard to spread that tiny amount, or say if you have like dried skin, you may want to put on like there's so many ways you could put on tretinoin that we've even talked about as dermatologists. Sometimes it can be confusing. So I think it makes it easy, but the problem is that you're not going to get the 100% perfect mixture. So with that, when you do apply, you're going to get hot spots and some spots that don't get any sort of retinoid. And also when you're putting in a moisturizer, the formulation, you may be messing up the formulation, destabilizing the tretinoin. I mean, the reason why the tretinoin comes in this tube that's opaque is for a reason, because it's highly unstable. So that may cause it to break down. So we don't recommend. We want you to layer it. So whether it's moisturizer before, after, or during the sandwich method, and then, so don't mix it with your moisturizer, but put it on with your moisturizer, like layering method. And I always recommend, people who are really, like not sure where to start, is like take your index finger and that that joint, half of that like distance between the tip of your finger and that joint is like, I say, a good pea size amount. So that is the amount that I recommend starting. Sometimes if you have smaller face or bigger face, you may want to dial up and down, and then just dot it all over your face. So like a couple dots, like 3-4 dots across the forehead, a couple down the cheeks, nose, and chin, and then spread that. And then put on your moisturizer afterwards, or you can do that, after your moisturizer, whichever way works best for you. So like dotting it, don't mix it.
Yeah, like, and I those are all the reasons. And one of the things that people are concerned about, like you said, is they're just afraid that it's not going to cover their whole face, like that a pea size is not enough. And I just reassure patients, I'm like, don't worry. Your skin's going to experience the benefits. If you are using tretinoin consistently, every part of your skin's going to get a fair shot. So just be patient.
And I guess we shouldn't be saying pea size. I'm told that the younger generation is like, what the hell? I guess people don't eat peas anymore. Chocolate chip. Let's go. And I love chocolate chips anyway. But and with that being said, you definitely should not be taking several peas or several chocolate chips and spreading it all over your neck, because you don't need that much. Like, you're just asking for more risk of irritation when you put too much of it on, and you're not taking away your wrinkles faster by putting more on. It doesn't work that way.
Probably making it worse with all the inflammation and skin barrier breakdown.
Yes, people are getting like FOMO. They think they need more, but honestly, more, interestingly, does not lead to increased benefit and will only lead to increased irritation. Also, wait, since when was peas not like a thing? Like, people aren't eating peas? That's
I don't
funny.
know, but all of my, Gen Z patients are like, huh?
Yeah,
when
no,
I say
that's so
put a
true.
pea on,
Pea
I'm like,
size,
put a chocolate chip on. They're like, oh. I love peas,
Yeah.
but
So
whatever.
what I read somewhere, I mean, or maybe this was a talk, which is what I found to be really helpful is like that fingertip half, like about a little bit like less than half or half of your fingertip. Kind of use that as a gauge.
But
As
that
like,
seems like a lot too.
it is.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
does
like
seem like a lot.
you're not filling your entire finger, but I would say like
See,
dot
it's like
it,
like
I
the
don't know.
radius
Yeah.
or the
I don't know.
diameter of the circle.
Because I
goes-
feel like I've actually done this once where like I put a pea. I actually didn't use a pea. I was like, that is actually not completely off as far as like the amount
really?
in my finger.
Yeah. You know what? Your fingers are probably really small too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, I think that's
chocolate
still
chip,
helpful
I like,
to
yeah.
have.
Yeah, just
to
kind of
have
like a visual
guide.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so tretinoin mixing, helpful, harmless, or harmful?
Harmful. I think it's
Harmful.
harmful.
Yeah. I mean,
harmful.
it's not gonna like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but
Right.
you're not doing
Yeah.
yourself any favors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd give it like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Okay. Are there any crazy trends that like surprised any of you all the most? Like just any that you're just like, why? What is going on?
Yes. Like poop facials. Like why?
Yes.
Or
That is
period
like-
facials, menstrual.
Oh yes,
Yes,
I mean,
right?
urine, like
Your-
body,
body,
excretion, like
body
why?
excretion.
Yeah,
No,
like,
that's
why?
just fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
so
to have to swear, but I have to
unsanitary.
get the point across. It is disgusting. I don't know why people are doing this. Like, I don't know. Is it like
Yeah.
a weird kink or I don't know.
Yeah, and it
I
seems
mean-
like it takes like more like it seems like it also takes extra effort to do something like when you could get like a million times more benefit. Like let's say it is completely safe, which it's not, okay? So that already is like eliminates this as a thing to do. But let's say it is. It's like the process of like procuring these objects or these excretion things and like and then applying it to your face, like the effort, like can you imagine like compared to using like a retinoid, it just doesn't even compare. Like something that's formulated for your face.
That is full of like bacteria that should not be anywhere except your GI tract. Like, do you really want E. coli on your face? What do you think that's going to do? I'm truly asking.
Right. Like it's just bad.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, some people argue that it's not actually poop. People are just putting clay or mud, but like obviously calling it poop for that viral impact. But then like some people literally are believing that it's, so I don't know. But
Yes,
like,
well, I think poop facial, they're saying poop facial to be like extreme, but is it, are they referring to like bird poop? Because, or is it really actual poop? Because
I
bird
went
poop
down
is
the
like
rabbit hole and actually looked at videos of, and one lady literally said she was putting her own poop on on her face. Sorry.
How does that not get flagged on TikTok or Instagram for uncomfortable or terrible recommendations? But people will get flagged for the stupidest other things. It just
I know, right? So.
Yes. Something interesting though, not to support period facials. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. But there was a study, and shoot, I wish I could have looked this up before the podcast, but there was a study that was done. I just wanted to look at the details where they did extract. So what, like how we extract PRP from our own blood, but they were able to extract higher amounts of like stem cell type properties from menstrual blood, which I thought was interesting. I think that I don't know what is going to come of that, but I just thought it was interesting.
So it's like, is a menstrual facial the poor man's PRP? Is essentially what people are trying to do.
I think that's what people are trying to do, but obviously people don't do it. It's unfortunately very unsanitary. Not unfortunately, it's obviously very unsanitary. Lots of bacteria in it.
And it's the shedding from your uterine lining. I mean, that's not the same thing as what's in your blood per se that is full of like platelets and growth factors. I mean, that's like dead skin cell or dead cells shedding.
Yeah, it's not just blood. There, it's like a mixture of other things.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
God,
so please don't
I
do
would
it.
rather, I mean, poor man's PRP. I was like, well, put some PDRN serum on there.
Yeah,
know.
just
PDRN.
You can get some like pretty affordable ones from Korea. I
I
don't
know
whatever
they
it's
are
worth,
very
right?
they are
Like,
very affordable.
yeah. Anyway.
Something that I feel like has become, it was trendy, but now I feel like it's become pretty standard treatment is the use of hydrocolloid patches for acne.
Well, I love Gen Z because they don't give a crap about what anyone thinks about them, and they will walk out in public with all those hydrocolloid pimple patches on their face, and I just love that approach because like why should you be embarrassed or hide your acne? But I think I'm also seeing a trend on social media about using hydrocolloid patches for other things. So like acne, wound healing, wrinkles, fine lines. What do you guys think about hydrocolloid in general? Does it work? Is it helpful? What's the science behind it?
Yeah, I mean, we as dermatologists, actually in my clinic, it's one of the most common things that I recommend to patients for wound, especially when we're dealing like with actually medical ulcers, like, diabetic or stasis or like from leg swelling, things like that. It can be helpful. And, that's it's kind of like the petrolatum story where we've used it for a long time in dermatology, medical dermatology. Now it's kind of taken this turn and kind of for the mass public. So I love it for the right type of wound and setting. And I actually do use it myself sometimes. Like if I have a cut on my finger and the Band-Aids won't hold, I will either find a big acne patch or like just cut up a hydrocolloid patch and like use that as a Band-Aid because it's also waterproof and it sticks on really nicely. And I actually will even use it on my feet if I get blisters or to prevent blisters because it acts as a cushion too. So I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I only use hydrocolloid Band-Aids. But yeah, in terms of it for other uses, like for wrinkles or scars, like it's interesting because the way it works is that it like helps like increase or retain moisture under the occlusion. And so it's not like it's going to like magically heal your wrinkles, but it's just providing maybe like more of a higher moisture retaining environment.
Yeah.
I used to use acne patches that had like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide because I thought like let's just burn the hell out of that acne and get rid of it, like let's dry it out. But I personally, since I switched to using hydrocolloid, I just noticed my acne zit goes away so much quicker when it is like loved and gently cared for, instead of trying to like burn it with fire. I literally have watched my acne go down like overnight or within a day or two, because not only does it, help with the healing, which is scientifically proven, but it stops you from picking too. And that's like the biggest thing is I mean, we're all pickers, like at our core, people just want to pick stuff that's on their skin. So if you have a hydrocolloid bandage over it, that's healing it, you're also not going to pick at it. So it's like a win-win.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I do like ones that have like niacinamide or vitamin C, some brightening, because I struggle with like the hyperpigmentation. Those are helpful. And I find them to work really well to help with my acne marks. And then what do you guys think about the ones that come with like the micro darts that have like the little that you put on and it kind of penetrates a little bit into the skin? How do you guys feel about those? Have you tried those?
I've definitely tried those. Sometimes I'm like, ow.
Yeah, they do kind of hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're necessary.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
I
doing
wanna say
a lot of bad or good. I think it's just like
Yeah.
another way to make a product feel like they're working more than something else. But I mean, I don't know. I personally, even when I take my mind out as a dermatologist, when I use ones with micro darts, I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely getting in there.
Because you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say I read somewhere, I don't remember where, maybe it's like the brand, but what it's intended, because it has like the ingredients coated on the dart, so when you put it on, it penetrates better, and they have had a study that's shown like the darted ones compared to regular, if it's got the active ingredient, works a little bit better in improving like the outcome for like hyperpigmentation. But yeah, I agree. It's like, I don't know if it's like if you were like having like skin breakdown or just like you want to protect your skin, that probably wouldn't be a good like one to use. Just go with the straight hydrocolloid patch that doesn't have the darts because it could be potentially irritating. Yeah.
Yeah, I know part of me is like, we don't want to contribute to more inflammation with like micro trauma. I mean, it is such a small micro trauma thing. And I like like theoretically, the concept of it, like, allowing other ingredients to penetrate better makes sense. But I don't know. I'm just like, I could take it or leave it.
So in general, hydrocolloid patches, helpful, harmless, or harmful?
I love them.
Love.
Helpful.
Love it.
Helpful, 10 out of 10.
We love it.
Love them.
Okay, let's tackle maybe one more. And this is, I'm sure every single person has seen this, been tempted to try it, or has tried it. And that's DIY homemade face masks or homemade skincare, like Mamina's mother with the banana peel. What do you guys think about it? Like turmeric, honey, coffee? Is there any science to it? Do you think any of it's worth it?
I think it's very ingredient dependent, but for the most part, I am not a fan of it. There are a lot of things that work way better that are formulated for the skin, that are safer for the skin. And there are some things that are potentially really harmful, like when people use lemon. And one of my biggest pet peeves is turmeric. Now, turmeric, I think, is a wonderful ingredient to cook with and to eat food with. But and I think that if formulated well in a product, it does have some wonderful anti-inflammatory properties, but it just can stain your face. Like, it is such a potently orange, substance. I've seen it stain people's skin. I had a patient like using it on their feet for fungus, and it was funny. It was their feet, so it wasn't like a huge deal, but I mean, the staining was out of control.
Yeah. I would say the only DIY I do is like coconut oil on my hair if I like want a good moisturizing treatment. But that sometimes is actually really hard to wash out. So I just use hair oil. So yeah, products are formulated for my hair and skin. No, I'm not and it can be really scary too. Like a lot of people are making their own sunscreen or think they can make sunscreen from like zinc powder. It's not the same. I mean, there's a reason why diaper paste don't have SPF claims, because just because it has zinc oxide doesn't mean it's going to give you SPF protection. So I think that is scary, because then you can think you're putting on sunscreen when you're not. And yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, so another popular ingredient is like yogurt, like Greek yogurt, and I can kind of see that there's like some lactic acid in there. So like, sure, whatever, like, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think like you said, Mamina, it totally depends on what you're doing, because some of them are like neutral. Some of them may provide some like hydration, maybe gentle exfoliation with the yogurt. And then some are just straight up going to be like harmful.
My take, like my take with the banana peel is that, if it costs you 30 cents to get a banana and you're going to throw away the peel, and you're not allergic to bananas and you don't mind like the stickiness and the discomfort of it, like it's not going to hurt you. It may have some like mildly hydrating benefits, but is it going to do a whole lot? Probably not.
But I think the risk is you don't know what you don't know, right? Like as dermatologists, we know that banana peels probably won't hurt you. We also know that, squeezing lemon on your skin will, but an average person, how would they know the difference? They probably just think, oh, all food is safe and fine, until they squirt lemon all over their skin and they go out and they get a blistering sunburn reaction called phytophotodermatitis, and then they're left with hyperpigmentation and discoloration for months and months and months that could, not just hurt you, but, affect how you look and how you feel. So that's the issue with it, is while a lot of foods you put on your skin probably won't do much, they're probably pretty harmless, there are a few out there that can be dangerous. And how do you know if you don't know?
Yeah. So there's this whole concept of like, there's this whole movement of people saying like, if I'm only going to put on my skin if I can eat it too. It's just like, oh.
I remember that. It's like,
that doesn't
it's safe
equate.
to eat, so it's safe to put on my skin.
Yeah, and it doesn't, you're right, it doesn't always equal to that.
Yeah. So well said.
So homemade face masks, helpful, harmless, or harmful?
Yeah, DIY skincare in
It's
general.
It could be
It's
a harmful, yeah, it can be harmful and harmless.
Yeah.
Maybe it could
But
be any of them, but like
yeah,
we usually just say stay away.
Yeah.
yeah, for
The
sure.
juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Squeeze.
No pun
Yeah.
intended.
So what do we actually recommend instead of these crazy ass viral trends? Like if someone's like, I'm overwhelmed, TikTok is just so overwhelming. I don't know what to do. Where do I begin? Where do I start with skincare? What should I believe?
Follow one of us.
Follow this podcast.
Shameless plug, shameless plug. Follow our podcast. But
There you go.
no, I mean, if you've listened to us, if you follow any of us, you know that we're all about, a healthy skin barrier and keeping your skincare to what works for you, whether that be a minimalist routine or if you do enjoy, several steps, but having a basic routine where you're cleansing your skin, you're hydrating, you're moisturizing your skin, and you're protecting your skin. So that's the basis of all skincare. And if you have that down, you have like 90% of skincare down pat.
Totally.
Exactly.
And just because, like, even skincare products are wonderful, just because it's trending doesn't necessarily mean you have to jump on it. It's right for you. So I think it's just like being intentional. Like, start with what you want to achieve. You know your skin best, and then after the basics of cleansing, moisturizing, and photo protecting, add on products that make sense for you and for your wallet.
Yeah, and I also do want to point out that even though there are so many crazy trends on TikTok and a lot of things that are scary and harmful, I've been so pleased, and it just warms my heart to see so many people take interest in skincare and really taking an interest in taking care of their skin. I think that people are so much more educated. I think it's trendy for people to wear sunscreen. A lot of people didn't think that it was a thing that you're supposed to do every day, but I think that overall there's a higher appreciation and awareness of what's good for your skin. So I'm thankful for that. I have hope.
Yeah.
I have hope for the future generation.
I think my advice to anyone listening is if you see all this stuff on TikTok and you don't know whether it's legit or not, look at whoever that creator is. I mean, are they a board certified dermatologist? Are they an esthetician? Are they, some other physician? Are they just someone who looks like if you dive deep into their page, are they just trying to promote a supplement that they're trying to sell? So what's their motive behind what they're promoting and what they're telling you? And even with that being said, it is tricky. I mean, there are people online who claim to be, board certified X, or they put doctor in front of their name. And so you really do have to look deep into their credentials to see who they really are, what their motive is. And then the other tricky thing is you have to be wary of AI. Like there's so many videos, I'm sure, even of you guys going around that is, your face, your voice, that's promoting there's someone out there promoting us Derms for turmeric eye patches and like, it's a scary place. It's the Wild Wild West with AI. So just take everything you see with a grain of salt, and then, ask your dermatologist whether or not it's legit.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah.
And we're happy to talk about more TikTok trends. So please send them our way. You can DM them or comment, on our Instagram, our YouTube, and we'll definitely talk about more trends.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our YouTube channel, as well as our newsletter. And we'll be back next Tuesday for a new episode of Skin Deep MDs.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.